Hello, and welcome to our channel, Vedic Solutions. And I'm your host, Harinama Chintamani. We're very glad to be back with you again. This is the longest hiatus that we have taken thus far, and there were many reasons for that, which I won't go into right now. The world is in such a precarious situation. We are hearing those who are speaking about God saying that this is a Christian nation. And while we appreciate the qualities of Jesus and what he exemplified in his life, qualities of tolerance, of patience, of compassion, of forgiveness, he didn't come to teach Christianity, and neither is this a Christian nation. Morality, integrity, righteousness, all the qualities that we just mentioned are not Christian qualities. They exist within the faith of Christianity as exemplified by Jesus. These are universal qualities. These are the qualities that we find in God himself. These are the qualities that we find in the pure representatives of God. These are the qualities that we see develop in the heart of those who purely follow the teachings of a pure representative of God. We are a nation under God. And that is the great and pressing need now in this human society, that we recognize this is what will change the face of this world. This is what each of us needs to take into our own hearts. The wonderful library that you see behind me of ancient Vedic knowledge, because for millennia people went to India for spiritual knowledge, has been translated for us in the English-speaking world and in many, many other languages since the arrival of Srila Prabhupada on the shores of America in 1965. He left in 1977, not completely finishing the great compendium of spiritual wisdom, the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is complete in 12 cantos. He finished up to a certain early number in the 10th canto. But still, we have behind us vast, vast knowledge. And now is the opportunity, the need to take advantage of it. And what is it that it offers us that we do not already have in the religious books that are already present? It offers far more understanding of who we are, of the history of this planet, of what it is to be a soul separate from the body, of where we go when we leave this body, of who we are. If we don't understand who we are, who God is, why we're here, why the creation exists, how will we know how to relate to one another and how to use our lives in the proper way? Srila Prabhupada did not come to this country to try to convert in the sense that we're used to, so that somebody will say, oh, I was this, now I'm that. No. He came to give spiritual knowledge, and that knowledge is applicable to whatever faith somebody feels attracted to. All of us have a soul. God is our Father. We're in this material world for only a short period of time. We are not these bodies. And 50 years ago, Srila Prabhupada looked upon the UN and said, this place is useless. This United Nations has a new flag flying every year. So what does that mean? It means it is disunited, not united. Today is a celebration of a great demonic being that was killed on this day within the Vedic tradition. Long, long time ago, millions of years ago. We don't have histories that go back that far, but the Vedic culture does. We don't even know the history of our own planet. but it's there for us if we want to take it. And it's time for us to learn where we really came from. Srila Prabhupada said, we did not come from monkeys. He said, our ancestors were philosophers. But on this day, a great demon was killed by the Lord himself, who came down in an incarnation to lessen the great burden of the earth, as he does in a regular time, as he is now. So some comfort needs to be there in the heart. Right now, we're experiencing so many difficulties on every level, and people are losing heart and losing hope. I want to tell you, this planet will not be destroyed. That is in the hands of the Lord, and it is not time for a devastation, because all of that is in historical accounts, timelines that are written in these Vedic literatures. Now is not a timeline for a destruction or a flood or a complete devastation. But we are coming very, very close to the edge. And more people are talking about God, talking about Jesus, talking about how we need to be on our knees in humility, in prayer. So all of us have an opportunity in this crisis moment in the world's history to begin to turn our face toward God again. Because each of us knows in our own lives what we're doing that is displeasing to the Lord. Because God is in our heart and he speaks to us. Srila Prabhupada said, whatever religion teaches how to love God, that is real religion. Because there is a God, and he's given us guidelines, and we're meant to follow those guidelines. And what are those guidelines for? They're meant to connect us back with him. And when that connection is there, can we kill one another because our dress is different, our color of skin is different, our accent is different? Can we actually rationalize that that is a reason to kill another living being? What to speak of the wholesale killing of animals that we're doing every day? No. So who is practicing real religion? And therefore Srila Prabhupada gave us the tenets, the guidelines to live by in this human form of life. He said, my dear sons and daughters, you are not this material body. You were the soul inside. In 10 short years, the Krishna consciousness movement spread all over the world. We had 108 centers. We had farms, we had restaurants. Srila Prabhupada asked us, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. How far we've come from those. People would laugh at them now. They would say, we can't follow those. No need to follow those. But look at the planet that we have now. If we go against the laws of God, if we become unrighteous and immoral, then we have the den of hell that we're living in now. So each of us can begin to become moral, become righteous, turn to God. It's not a question of the faith, it's a question of knowledge, spiritual knowledge. We have to understand God is there for everyone. There are no chosen people. We choose to turn back again to God. And God has always been there for us, like a mother and father is always there for the child. But if the child is left home to engage in some criminal activities, isn't it responsibility to the child to come home again to the father and mother, to turn back? So that's what's needed now. Srila Prabhupada gave us a chanting of the holy names of God. And he said, in these names, you will find a direct connection to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is within your own heart. So by chanting these names, we can actually rekindle that love. And when that love is rekindled, how can we harm this planet or any other living being? When that love is rekindled, the face of this planet will definitely change. And we will have the power to drive out the great evil that has taken root all over this globe. The chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please try this chanting of the holy names. You risk nothing. It's free. We don't ask you for anything. If you appreciated what we've said, you can certainly press like and subscribe so that others will feel inspired. You can take advantage of our website, purelyprabhupada.com, for the wonderful books that Srila Prabhupada has given. You can write to us if you have any questions. At Vedic Solutions, you will see the email below. Please stay in touch with us. Please try this chanting. George Harrison wrote in the introduction of Krishna book, you can judge the pudding by its taste. And he and the Beatles chanted for many, many hours, playing the ukulele on one sea journey that they took. And they were appreciating that despite chanting for so many hours, the taste became more and more. Because God is absolute. He is in his names. We can call the name of a person, but after a little while, we'll get tired of calling that name. But if we call the names of the Lord, then those names become sweeter and more wonderful. And we want to chant them all the time. And what is the result of that chanting? Cheto Darpana Marjanam, the mirror, the dust and the mirror of the heart from the many lifetimes we have been in this world. So many unwanted things in the heart. The Lord himself, by his own power, present in his holy names, begins to clean our hearts. And more, our hearts begin to wake up to who we are and our connection with the Lord. How wonderful. Do you know, on the highest platform, the platform that Jesus was on, the platform that other great pure devotees throughout the history of this world, and yes, there were others who were on that highest divine platform, who could see God in the heart of every living being, and by their presence inspired others to live a godly life. That is the power of a pure representative of the Lord. And by associating with the Lord in the form of his holy names, we could also purify our hearts and become touchstones and create a very different planet than we have now. That re-spiritualization is what is needed. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen. Hare Krishna.